People of the internet, today is the day that Bert Kreischer's Lucky releases on Netflix, and today is also the day that we are going to review it just for you. We're going to tell you the honest truth, what we think, is it worth it, or whether or not you should stream it or skip it. So stay tuned, because we're going to find out, did Bert Kreischer release a banger of a special, or is this another flop in the Rogan sphere? Bert Kreischer opens his special thanking his fans and also being grateful that he lost 45 pounds. He says, even though I'm still fat, at least I'm not as fat as I used to be because I got out of control there for a minute. It is here in this moment that you are left, well, which direction is Bert Kreischer gonna take me? I was just sitting there shaking in my seat with anticipation. And what kind of joke did he do? A dick joke.
I lost so much weight. The other night I saw my wife suck my dick.
Now this is a textbook Rogan move. The dick joke. You know, when in doubt, whip it out. The dick joke, that is. And I can't say I'm completely mad about it because you know what? It gave us this future meme gold.
Hey, just
Believe it or not, that's what Bert Kreischer thinks a woman eating an ice cream cone looks like. After Bert Kreischer had beaten the dick joke into the ground, it was time to move on to the next subject, and we were left at a crossroads. Which way was Bert gonna take us? Was he gonna take us the path of the Rogan sphere, body, fart, sex jokes, or was he gonna hit us with some next level humor? But you might have guessed it, we are just cruising down the Rogan sphere way.
every time I have sex with her, I realize I'm fucking the oldest person I've ever fucked.
I might be wrong here, but I do think Joe Rogan is older than your wife. Moving on. It's at this point of the special that you begin to realize that his wife is going to become the center of this special, the topic and the butt of every joke.
My wife sweats like a black preacher on Sundays.
But once again, I was not mad at it because you guessed it, more meme gold.
Hugging her in the morning is like hugging a goddamn dolphin, just wet and
Like a dolphin, folks.
her tits stink like a hockey glove. I was like,
Go on.
we gotta wash your tits, honey. That's my favorite part of your body.
There's nothing more a woman loves than you telling her to wash her stinky tits. And just when I thought he had said everything he could say about his wife, there was this.
Put her on testosterone and progesterone. I'm not allowed to tell you that, but it turned her into a whore.
I know many of you are shocked to find out that Bert's wife is a whore, but many of us already knew that because we all knew she wasn't fucking Bert. Meow. But we mustn't get distracted because if we look real closely, this is the first time Bert does a tribute to Rogan.
Just
And then he does it again. And one more time with sound effects. In fact, Bert Kreischer did the Joe Rogan jack off so many times in his special, college students everywhere already have a drinking game for it. Now at this point I thought surely Bert Kreischer is done making fun of his wife, but I was wrong once again.
she's so redneck, she's got two cousins who are married and they have a child.
Just like that, in the first 20 minutes, we find out that Bert Kreischer's wife sweats like a preacher, is wet and slippery like a dolphin, and is a redneck whore raised in a family of incest. Now, I don't want to give away any more of the special. If you want to see more, then that's a decision you will have to make for yourself, and you will have to seek it out and watch it if you so decide. But what I will do is give you my opinion on this special. Now, I am not a big fan of this type of humor that the Rogan sphere chooses to, capitalize on. I don't want to hear about that. I'm not in 4th grade anymore. I'm not running around the playground. It's just not my thing. But what I will say is I have to give Bert Kreischer some credit. And why is that, you might ask? Well, I will say that this special is far better than Joe Rogan's, any Mark Norman special, and definitely better than Ari Shaffir. In fact, after I watched it, I could now understand why all of those guys make fun of Bert, because Bert is actually a better comedian than them. Though I do not find his humor at all funny, I don't find his personal life, his ego, the way he acts and how he flaunts his wealth, I do not agree with any of it. But I have to say, over the years, Bert Kreischer has got better on stage. In fact, if you watch this special, you will notice that Bert has good timing. His jokes run seamlessly together. His stories are well crafted for the jokes he's telling, and he delivers it convincingly. This is most evident in his closer, where he talks about his dog. And even though I'm not a big fan of Bert Kreischer, this was the first time I related with him, because he was talking about his dog dying. And if you had a dog die, you definitely know how this feels, and you kind of like, I kind of like dogs better than humans, and so I automatically sympathize with somebody even if I don't like them over dogs. And so Bert Kreischer does a good job of closing, and then he puts it all back on his family, and I think he accomplishes what he wants to accomplish with this special when it comes to his base fans and his audience, because just like Andrew Schulz, he is trying to rebrand himself by using his wife, his kids, his family, and trying to be more relatable to people, because as you know, him, Tom Segura, in fact, the whole Rogan sphere has just become this group that flaunts their wealth and thinks they can do whatever they want. But they're seeing that their time is running out, so now they are all scrambling to be relatable again. Would I watch this special? No. It's just not something I'm interested in. Would I put Bert as an arena comedian or even a theater comedian? Everybody has their fan base. I just don't think he's really that great. But you have to give Bert some credit, because he does a good performance for what he is delivering, and he is much better than most everybody in the Rogan sphere. And I just have to say that. Some may disagree, but go watch Joe Rogan's special again and then watch this one and tell me which one you would want to watch. I would pick Bert's. Now, just because I said Bert Kreischer gave a good performance does not mean I think he's a good comedian, a good person, or would I recommend him to anybody. Because just as this special showed that Bert Kreischer could do a good performance, it also gave us many, many more reasons to dislike him.
I had 2 little girls. I never got to fuck them up. I'm gonna fuck this kid up. If I do my job right, I'll knock the wind out of him, which is the sweetest sound you'll ever hear out of a child. Just top 5 best sounds you'll ever hear.